Hi, this is Kiara and Paulina from Pencil, and in today's video, we'll be describing the difference between screen sharing, a web viewer, and an iFrame. More specifically, we'll be focusing on visibility, accessibility, and collaboration. So starting with screen sharing, to screen share, you're just going to select screen share at the bottom of your toolbar. It's important to note that you have to be on a video call in order to screen share. So from there, I'm going to select the Chrome tab, window, or screen I would like to share. So I'm going to choose this Chrome tab and I'm going to select share. I'm then going to return to my Pencil Spaces tab. And as you can see just above my video feed, I'm also able to see my screen share. To place my screen share on the whiteboard, I'm going to hover over my screen share and select the three dots that appear. From there, I'm going to select Insert Video to Board. And now my screen share becomes an object on my whiteboard. So I can move it around and I can resize it as I like. In order to bring Paulina to the same area of the whiteboard I'm on, I'm going to select leader mode. And now she will also be able to see my screen share on the whiteboard. With screen share, when referring to accessibility, I am the only person that is able to alter the image on my screen share because it is the screen that I'm sharing from my device. So Paulina is able to go through and annotate on top of the screen share. If I asked her to circle North America, she'd be able to do so. However, she cannot alter the image itself. Only I am capable of doing that. So it is collaborative in the sense that you can annotate on top of it. However, she is unable to click into the browser and actually edit the image. As for visibility, as soon as I stop screen sharing or exit the video call, my screen share will be removed from the whiteboard. So moving on to the web viewer, I'm just going to switch boards and I'm going to keep leader mode on in order to take Paulina with me. So I already have a web viewer open on this board and it's set to Desmos. You can open any web-based app using your web viewer and it's directly embedded onto the whiteboard. So today we're going to be using Desmos. So as for visibility, the web viewer is visible to everyone within my space as long as it is a public web viewer. To make a web viewer private, you can just click the three dots at the corner of your web viewer and select Make Private. And now this web viewer will only be visible to me. This is extremely helpful if you want to put in login information that you don't want your students to see. So this is completely reversible. You can select the three dots at the corner of your web viewer once again and select Make Public. And now my participants will be able to see my web viewer as well. So in respect to collaboration, the web viewer is completely collaborative. So this is a collaborative browser embedded onto your whiteboard. So what this means is that both Paulina and I can go into the web viewer on whatever app we are working on, and we can work together within the browser. So I'm going to type in equation. And now Paulina can actually go through and click and drag in order to move the line. So we can do this together and collaborate in real time. If you do not want your students to be able to edit the web viewer or the whiteboard in general, you can select the lock icon found at the top left-hand corner of your screen beside leader mode. And now your students will no longer be able to edit the web viewer or the whiteboard. So this would also work for screen sharing if you don't want your students to be able to annotate on top of the screen share. So taking Paulina with me to another board using leader mode, we're now going to be talking about iframes. So looking at iframes, I have two iframes open. In order to insert an iframe onto your whiteboard, you type in the URL to the website you would like to access. So once you embed an iframe onto your whiteboard, you cannot switch websites that you are working on. So for example, I currently have thesaurus.com open in one iframe and Google Docs open in another. Unlike the web viewer, I cannot switch browser tabs within iframe. I'm stuck on this web page. As for visibility with the iframe is a little bit different than how you would see it with the web viewer. So for example, I have thesaurus.com open. If I were to go in and type in a word, let's say I'm typing in book, I can see that I've gotten a list of synonyms for the word book. Paulina would be unable to see this on her own screen. So Paulina would just have access to the browser page. She can then go in and work within the iFrame without being able to see what work I am doing within the iFrame. It's similar to having a browser page open on your own laptop, and you are able to edit and work in it on your own. However, it's embedded to the whiteboard. So as you can see here, we also have a Google Doc iFrame open. So this experience will look a little bit different than how it will appear with a web page like thesaurus.com. So I will actually be able to see Paulina collaborating in real time within the Google Doc. This is because it is if the browser is open within her own laptop. However, we can both be on different parts of the Google Doc collaborating at the same time. So for example, she's at the top working on the Google Doc, and I can just move to the bottom and edit the Google Doc from here without interrupting the work that she's doing. As for visibility, similar to the web viewer, iFrames can also be made public or private so that participants will be unable to see the iFrame that you are working on. So I've just made this iFrame private, and once again, this is reversible. I can make it public by clicking the three dots again and selecting public, which will allow Paulina to see the iFrame once again. It's important to note that participants are unable to add collaborative apps to the whiteboard. However, they will be able to screen share if permissions are granted. To locate your permissions, I'm going to go to the top right-hand side of my screen and select Participants. And from there, under the Permissions tab, you can see all the permissions granted to your participants. These can be altered at any time. For example, if you would like to disable screen sharing, I will unselect this box. Click Update Changes, and now my participants will be unable to screen share within the video call. It is important to note that with collaborative apps, if you log into anything within Pencil Spaces, you'll be automatically logged out at the end of your session. So using the web viewer for applications such as Google Docs, there are a few options for how you can collaborate. You can either create a Google Doc that is public to anyone with the link. So by copying the Google Doc link and inputting it into the web viewer, your students can collaborate with you. Another option is to log into your Google Doc account through the web viewer and then select your Google Doc from there and collaborate with your students. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you found it helpful. If you have any further questions, please feel free to click the help button found at the top right-hand side of your screen. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all things new at Pencil Spaces.